Let's get right to it, folks. Low carb versus low fat. Is there a superior diet strategy? Which one's better? Why? So I was going to do a long-winded, really sciencey video where I cite a bunch of research, but the broad strokes of this topic are pretty simple to cover. So to get on the same page, we're talking about weight loss, fat loss specifically, a reduction in adiposity. We're going to be using some form of caloric restriction, but we're going to keep our protein within the recommended 1.6 to, we'll call it 2.4, but as high as 3.2 grams per kilogram range, which means that our deficit is going to come from some combination of carbs and or fats. One last thing to get us all on the same page, we are not talking about genetic polymorphisms or any kind of disease state, because there are specific applications for either low carb or low fat, depending on the individual circumstances of that cohort. Let's start with reasons to go low fat. In other words, keep the carbs in and just reduce fat calorie. There are two, and they are thus. Number one, activity. The more active you are, the more you train with reduced calories. Since carbs are already inherently in a ready-to-utilize form, because life runs off glucose, if you look at calories, or rather the constituency of those calories as currency, a calorie is a calorie, just like a dollar is a dollar, but carbs are like cash. You can spend it right away. Whereas fats and proteins are like change and checks. You have to do some extra things to make them into spendable currency. It's a lot easier to do a lot of work on low total calories if a lot of those calories that you still have in your diet, besides protein, are carbohydrates. Now let's say you're a less active, kind of more sedentary type individual, because you don't have as high an immediate energy demand, and you may just be somebody that is more kind of flavor focused, or just having trouble psychologically negotiating the temptations around highly palatable foods that come in very convenient serving sizes like chips and stuff like that. It might just be more tenable for you to kickstart your whole diet and fitness journey, because since the calories and fats are so high, it's going to force you to eat a bunch of protein and also learn to manage your portion sizes until such a time as you increase your activity level, thus necessitating the consumption of additional carbohydrates. One final caveat that a lot of people don't consider is that vegetables are carbohydrates, but they are generally lower calorie, lower sugar, higher in fiber content, so less useful in terms of plug-and-play, ready-to-use energy, but full of micronutrients and also great for satiety like fats and protein. But all that said, remember folks, the best diet is the one that is sustainable for you. Consistency is a superpower. Stay in the fight. Thanks for watching.